Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, but oh wait, we're not on my channel anymore.
Yo guys, what's up, man? We are back with Road to Rank. I'm PokeaimMD, of course. That is the GOAT over there. Aaron Cybertron Zhang, aka Mr. Pokemon Commentator, aka the number one. Hold on, I gotta pull up the channel. Your number one source for. That's what it says, right?
That's a bit outdated, man. I feel like that was before all these great VGC players started doing YouTube content. I gotta change that, man.
Number one source of VGC content and education, bro.
They're just one of the sources now, dude.
Nah,
not the
bro.
number one.
What he's saying is, Wolfie Glick, that's public school, bro. With Aaron, you're getting a 5-star private school education on a scholarship. Hey, but I have Aaron with me here today, and pretty good friend of mine, and I'm really hyped. I respect him a lot as a VGC player, and you should definitely go check him out. He has a whole bunch of different. This man has a lot of qualifications, so go check him out. Great VGC player. If you want to say anything, bro, feel free to.
Praising me, man, but it's always an honor. I don't know if you guys have been around for a long time. We used to do some stuff we had a really fun best of 3 actually.
Yeah.
I think it was in 2014. Joey actually won that, but it was super fun. But yeah, it's exciting to be doing content with him again, and I definitely want to plan a lot more for the next season, or I guess when the next format rolls around, because I think right now we're at the time where 2017 format's about to end, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon coming out, so I think hopefully our schedules will be able to work out with each other, and yeah, it's really exciting to be back on here with Joey, and hopefully we can get him on my channel with a lot of fun stuff in the future as well. But
I like you, bro. Okay, so first off, don't look at my rating. I've been telling him that since we started. Don't look at my rating, okay? I'm embarrassed to have him in this video with me because of my rating. Secondly, I showed him basically every single team I've used thus far, and he really wanted to use a Jolteon team because it looks cool. And I feel like with someone like him guiding me, I'll probably get more wins than what I did when I first used it. But I've been enjoying using the team anyway. And also, ideally, we can get some IRL collabs maybe next year going on. I think that'd be really cool. It's something
that's the plan, man. Yeah, for sure. Because I'll literally be, ideally, if everything goes right, just back in Manhattan, going to school there. So.
Exactly, and I'll be in Queens. So IRL, Aaron, Cybertron, Zhang, PokeaimMD collabs coming soon. But yeah, so we got the team that my boy, I think Brad passed it to me. No, it was Greg. They're twins and they have a channel, and they told me who it was, and I forgot. I'm so sorry, but you guys can check out the pastement down below. It's Electrium Z, Modest Jolteon with Shadow Ball Helping Hand, 3 attacks, Mudsdale. We have Assault Vest Serena, Fake Out, Fat Citrus Berry, Incineroar, and then we have Life Orb Tapu Koko and Choice Scarf Pelipper. So ideally we can find some games. Is something going on? Is there some? No, we wouldn't have been able to get on. No. Nah. You ain't gonna tell me this in the beginning of our recording. No, I did not. We didn't just hype up a 3-minute intro to get this happening right now.
Dude, that was way too high, man. What the hell?
So what are your thoughts, going into the 2018 meta? Obviously, you've been doing his new series, Battle Spot Trouble, where he's been, playing Battle Spot doubles, right? Just Battle Spot doubles, just straight up, because that's the thing that's gonna most likely be VGC 2018, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna be a couple small differences, but now we know, as we saw in the other trailer they had the other day, RIP internet, all the legendaries are gonna be around again. So that was one of the main questions. I think most people's assumptions were, yeah, they're gonna bring all the legends back. So Landorus, Thundurus, all that good stuff will be back. I think legends are, a little bit weaker now that you have Z moves, just because you're able to burst them down, which is really cool. And I think, for me, one of the biggest things is just Thundurus being a lot, it's not nearly as good as it was. Exactly, yeah. The Prankster nerf, Thunder Wave, and Swagger, them reducing all of that, I'm just, obviously so happy to see. And I think it's, just a little bit healthier for the game, too, because, every year that Thundurus has been allowed in, and it's just been so good. And, people don't use Thunder Wave mainly for they use it for speed control, but just the amount of RNG that can come from that is just super frustrating. So I don't know. I think people look at 2015 and they're like, oh man, 2015 was a terrible format. All the top 8 teams at Worlds were all the same, but the narrative for that year could have been so different had we just had an X2 cut at Worlds that year. Because if you look at the teams from 9 through 16, there was some crazy cool stuff. Wolf brought Mega Charizard X to Worlds that year, and he got, I think, he was in the top 16. Arash Omadi, who won Worlds in 2013, he had Uniclus, crazy team with Charizard and Heatran. I want to say both of them didn't even have Protect at Worlds, and it was just some crazy stuff. And it's just I don't know. Like I think people are really skewed when they look at 2015. And yeah, it was like World's Finals ended up, or I would say like all of Top Cut ended up being kind of boring. But overall, the tournament was still really cool and there was a lot of cool stuff. So I'm so excited to just be playing an open format because you get to use a lot of fun stuff, and I love doing content like the most probably in 2015 because I felt like I was always using new stuff. It was easy to come up with new stuff, and the viewers really enjoyed everything. And it's just like, and now I don't know, the game seems to be like a little bit more balanced than it was in the past too. So I'm hopeful for it. I think it'll be fun, and we'll see how centralized it gets overall. But I think like I always go into a format with like as good of a mindset as can be.
No, definitely. I mean, you got to be positive about it anyway. By the way, just something I don't know if you guys picked up by the way Aaron talks, but I love like listening to him commentate. I think he's my favorite commentator because he knows so much of the history of VGC. So you actually like learn so much about what people used in the past, and I think it's just so cool. Like your memory from that. That's like part of the reason why you're one of my favorite commentators.
Joey's too nice, man.
So I'll let you take full control if you want.
All right. I mean, we're going up against a relatively standard team.
Yeah.
You know, there's the Drifbloom, so this like the combination of this team typically you want to set up Tailwind, so it probably has Misty Seed, so instead of Tapu Lele with Psychic Terrain you have Tapu Fini, so you know, like Fini, Drifbloom wouldn't be too surprising of a lead with something like Garchomp in the back, since Garchomp is pretty good against this team, as well as I don't know, maybe like Kartana. You probably don't want to really bring Arcanine in this set. Tapu Koko you can make an argument for, but I think the main concern I have right now is just like we can't really like fake out to stop the Tailwind, and then like that kind of just sweeps through. So that could be a concern. I'm trying to think like maybe leading Jolteon's not a bad idea, just because you can at least like pressure with a one shot onto Lafini.
We even pressure the Drifloon. Like we have Scarf Pelipper with Tailwind. The only problem is gonna be the fact that if we go for Tailwind with Pelipper, we obviously have to switch out. But if he does lead the Misty Terrainmon plus Drifbloom, wow, I can't believe I forgot Tapu Fini for a second. I'm thinking Jolt, Pelipper, Coco, and then I honestly bring Mudsdale in the back just because it can actually tank hits from Garchomp, Coco, and whatnot. But
I totally agree with all that.
All right, awesome.
I think like it's a pretty easy decision there too, just because like, you know, normally in VGC like the first question you ask in team preview is like, okay, which Pokemon are just like, you know, are there any Pokemon that just make no sense in this matchup? But in Cinnamoroar, it's really tough to justify that because like you know, it doesn't hit very much for super effective. It checks one Pokemon in Kartana, but we have other answers to it.
Exactly.
And then
it barely checks Kartana.
Similarly with Serena, it's like exactly. Yeah. And like with Serena, it's like, okay, you know, it's very niche and it just like doesn't really make too much sense. And okay, this is an interesting lead matchup for us.
This is actually bad for us because Pelipper does not outspeed Coco.
Oh no.
Yeah, so like we could threaten the well, you would think Garchomp can't actually Earthquake here, or would have to go for Tectonic Rage, which would either way KO Jolteon. Like it could not Earthquake unless Coco wants to switch out. I mean, like either way he threatens us. He's probably gonna go for if it's Scarf Garchomp. I would say Rock Slide plus Dazzling Gleam is pretty safe right here for our opponent, because Jolteon wouldn't threaten Garchomp with an HPS anyway. I don't know. What do you think we do? We obviously have Mudsdale in the back, but we're not gonna try and bring in Mudsdale on a Z move, are we? Or we have to be careful what we switch in, I think.
Switch Pelipper out into Mudsdale. It's just a shame that Pelipper doesn't outspeed Coco. That sucks.
Yeah.
And then with Jolteon, we can either just go for a Detect, or if we want to play aggressive, like Z move to try to knock out Coco immediately, because that gets rid of the biggest threat to our Pelipper.
I like the... Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, go!
You got this, you got this.
Go.
I think you're good.
No, we're not. No, we're not, but this works.
Oh, we didn't switch out!
No. Okay, wait. So we have to... It's actually a fine call. Is Pelipper going to set up Tailwind? Yo, Pelipper, if you set up Tailwind, you're the GOAT.
Do.
Okay, you turn on the wrong right. You turn on the right Pokemon. Hold up.
Possible scenario, dude. Anything else, and we would be in such a good spot.
I know. We'd actually be able to get in Mudsdale immediately, which would be so cool there.
Yeah. Oh man. Hey, it's all good though. Like I'm still okay with this turn because at least like we
got rid of Coco.
knock out. Yeah. I assume this not Scott.
No, there's no assuming. Coco's dead, bro. Modest Z move, its own terrain. Z moves are broken. Like, get out of here.
Clean.
And confirm not Scarf Garchomp, which is cool. Unfortunately, we're locked in a U-turn with Pelipper.
Damn, dude, literally, like, yeah, even though a Scald would have been nice, it's like that a lot, but Tailwind would have been huge. Hey, it's all good,
So Thunder actually knocks out Kartana.
Oh my god, okay.
If it's not AV.
That's hype.
I'm
okay, let's see.
We have to U-turn with Pelipper or hard switch.
I think we go for the U-turn, just because. I mean, let's see. Who do we have in the back? We brought the.
We got Coco and we brought Mudsdale. It's kind of hard to bring in Mudsdale now, just because Kartana is definitely threatening it, and I think Coco is the same. Like Coco actually threatens both and potentially outspeeds both if it's not Scarf Kartana. But if it is Scarf Kartana and it clicks Leaf Play, we actually just lose.
Yeah.
Oh crap!
Yeah, that'd be bad. I'm also running out of time, dude. Oh my god. I would maybe, yeah, Thunder or Detect, and then U-turn Pelipper out into. Yeah. I would think that's so tough. Neither can switch in safely. But let's at least go for U-turn.
I want.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I don't want it to be Sash. If he Earthquakes here, we get in. Well, I get the defense boost on my Mon, and Kartana just showed that it's not Assault Vest, so we still knock it out with what's it called? With Coco. Coco's Thunderbolt should be able to knock it out, or at least a Dazzling Gleam into anything. Like, I'm definitely bringing Mudsdale here.
You have to, because presumably
he Earthquakes, yeah, definitely.
Crazy, that one timeout could have been so crucial.
I know.
For us, but it's all good.
Think
like,
oh, he Rock Slide, nice.
What?
Wait, Jolteon might take that. Jolteon will take that, actually.
He should.
Yeah, nice. Why'd you miss on the Mudsdale? I needed my defense.
I know, yeah, I was gonna say that would be so nice, yeah.
This is easy Thunder to Kartana.
Dude, that's true.
Like, he has no switch-ins.
Absolutely.
And just high horsepower Garchomp? Or Protect figuring out the Z? I mean, he has no reason, like...
Yeah, I would think, I'm leaning towards Protect just so you don't take any damage. Yeah. Like, you don't have to risk getting crit by Kartana, and then you get a free switch in into the Pelipper, which then threatens Kartana immediately with the knockout.
I agree. It could also be Sash Kartana. We don't know that yet. So...
Exactly. So, and then also, it's like, even if not, like, we could bring in Coco as well, which threatens with Dazzling Gleam. So the Rock Slide there was kind of curious, but that works out so well for us.
Especially if you protect it. I'm surprised he Rock Slided. But this is definitely going to knock it out. Modest, it's Sash, confirmed. Nice. Show me Earthquake. Show me Earthquake, no Leaf Play.
Let's catch the Rock Slide. Okay.
Yo, miss on my Jolteon. So...
Okay,
I'm positive it's... we definitely go Pelipper here, I feel like. Because we just threaten... We threaten both of them. But Pelipper's smart because it avoids the Earthquake from Garchomp anyway, and also the Tectonic Rage from that as well. And definitely outspeeding this. I mean, like, high horsepower Scald looks pretty safe.
I definitely would do that too.
Even
I think...
oh, you can go, but...
yeah, I was just gonna say, like, it was good intuition on your end to bring the Pelipper, just because, you know, had we brought Coco in, like, then, like, you can protect Kartana and Garchomp could just knock us out with Earthquake, like you mentioned. Yeah. And we know since Pelipper's Scarf, it's faster. Exactly.
And unless it's, like, Roselli Berry Garchomp, assuming we connect with this high horsepower, it's 100% in range of Life Orb, Dazzling Gleam. So, and we already know it's not Assault Vest because it's Protect, so, like, this chip damage is actually pretty big. Yo, and Pelipper avoided. Mudsdale, calm down, bro.
Like, I was gonna say, like, we actually want those to hit the Mudsdale.
Yeah.
Like,
we're trying to get defense raises.
Had the earlier one connected. Yeah, exactly. Like, Rock Sliding in front of a Mudsdale is really risky unless you know there's something in the back. But,
yeah.
I mean, that helps out a lot, too. Like, I don't think we honestly need any of the... Yeah, that's so nice. I think, like, we actually had this game not comfortably locked up, but we were in a pretty good position just because there was one more turn of rain, so Coco should, you know, take a Flare Blitz from the Arcanine. And Mudsdale's defenses, like, had the Roxas connected, we'd be at +2, but now we're in a phenomenal position to just close out this one.
I love how you instinctively knew how many turns it went by. I'm assuming you're just looking at it flying on the screen. That's something I'm struggling with as well as a player of Showdown mainly. So what did you say?
Dude, I think it's so much easier to remember. Okay, so we're intimidated, so high horsepower won't knock out the Garchomp at this point, but
Scald
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking just Scald, Garchomp, and then high horsepower into Arcanine.
Yeah, it doesn't matter about the intimidating. Like, start Flare Blitzing me, please. You don't beat me 1v1. Is Morning Sun legal on Arcanine in this meta?
It is actually, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's I think the only player I can think of who actually used it was Gary Chien, who got like top 8 at Vancouver Regionals with it. And he protects Arcanine, which is perfect.
By the way, this is why I like Aaron. Like I said, straight up why I like Aaron. Boys hitting me with the lesson, bro. That's why I love. Like, I'm learning about VGC as I'm playing, and I think you should check out his channel. In fact, I recommend you check out his channel. Are we Thunder on Coco in the back? Let me look at this import real quick.
Good question.
Oh, we're Thunderbolt, so it doesn't matter. Like,
I mean, either way, like, Skull high horsepower.
Yeah, like the super safe win is probably switching out Pelipper, assuming he doesn't have extreme speed. Even if he doesn't, and then bring it back in, get up the rain, let Mudsdale beat it because of rain. But that's also like
I like how
turns.
you're thinking that though. No, that's important though, because I think one thing that's really important to VGC, and I'm like reiterating these like small lessons because I think like some of your viewers might not have seen my content or just VGC in general before. But yeah, thank you, dude. Joey's too nice. Every time I like talk to Joey, I'm just like, man, this guy's just like way too friendly, dude. Like, he's just too nice. But I think like that was a really good point on your end though, because a lot of the times people like can throw VGC matches, and that's like trust me, like I've thrown a lot of VGC matches, throughout my years of playing, and it's just like it's one of the most frustrating feelings knowing like, wow, I had this game locked up, but I just like didn't see how to like 100% lock it up.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Like, you always have to be looking for ways to like close out games, because if you don't, and there's even a small chance that your opponent can get back into the game. Like Pokemon's a game where if you've played this game, the craziest RNG can happen. So you always have to look for ways to like lock up a game, even if you're in a really commanding position. So that last one, we were in a place where it was like, okay, more or less we should have it locked up regardless. But it's really important to always think like, okay, like what is like the way like absolutely guarantees me to win.
Yeah, I agree. I think the same mindset in singles. Like something I live by. If it's 90%, if it's 95%, it's 100% that I can lose this game. So
exactly,
you try to position yourself in a way that it doesn't matter what your opponent does, you can get the win. Now, I mean, even the way I was thinking, we could have missed every single high horsepower in a row from Mudsdale, but even timer, we could have stalled him out. So there's like a whole lot of different things that could happen.
Yeah,
there.
like if that one is more or less locked up, because like Arcanine's just not going to beat the Mudsdale, even with the Intimidate. High horsepower should be a 2-hit knockout on the Arcanine. So that way, like we're in a comfortable position. But pretty happy about that game, honestly.
I love how we almost came down 2 turns. Ooh, Taiga, 1675. All right.
All right. Let's look at this one.
All right. First thing I noticed, bro, no electric resists whatsoever.
Yep. Good point. Okay, so this is interesting. I like the point that you pointed out with electric, because it's like, given that, we might want to just try to set up Tailwind and then like sweep with Coco. I'm thinking. Aerodactyl is obviously concerning because Aerodactyl can like it's typically
everything and beat everything.
Yeah, exactly. So so that's like the scary thing.
I'm thinking 100% Mudsdale here. It beats Gigalith, Arcanine, and also threatens. Like, I don't know if the PZ is Z Hyper Beam Trick Room. Like, that's something I've seen, or even the converting one as well. But I actually really like Mudsdale because it beats pretty much his first half of his team, just right there. And assuming he does have a Trick Room mode of Porygon, though I'm leaning more towards Tailwind, obviously. It also deals with Lele.
Yeah, the really tricky thing about this in a best of one is that we have no idea what the Porygon Z set is. It could totally be Scarf, it could be Z conversion, or it could be Trick Room. Like any of those are very plausible. And faster than Pelipper, but I actually don't remember that exactly. So that's like a cause for concern, just because it's like we're running out of time too, so we should probably pick our Pokemon.
All right, so what would you say as a lead? Because I'm struggling to think of a lead that beats Aerodactyl plus Lele, because that kind of kills everything.
I'm thinking maybe Pelipper, Mudsdale with Coco and Jolteon in the back. Although, I don't know. This one's tough. We're running out of time. I think if we had a little bit more time. That's one thing I have to get better at, too. I think it's like, when you're collabing, it's like so
hard,
easy
to
talk on and on. Yeah, so it's hard. Like, you run out of time and stuff. But, I don't know. Looking at this matchup, like, once again, Incineroar, not exactly the best Pokemon to bring other than Fake Out, but there's a Tapu Lele, right?
Exactly,
so like, okay, do I want to really bring that? And then Incineroar gets, like, wrecked damage-wise against the Aerodactyl, the Gigalith, and the Tapu Fini as well. So,
that's exactly what I thought
Lele. Yeah, so you called it, and sometimes that's like the case of, like your opponent just has a better matchup. So
and
we'll see.
So scary.
It is, yeah, especially because like the Lele, Oh wait, Psychic Surge went off first, so it's Scarf.
So it's Scarf Lele. So he actually literally has a free Rock Slide plus Psychic here.
Yeah, the sad thing is that Pelipper, despite being Scarf, is still slower than everything right now.
I'm honestly really tempted, dude, to switch in Pelipper to Coco just to ensure that Mudsdale lives and gets rid of the Lele with Heavy Slam. Because Scarf Lele can beat the team if we don't get up a Tailwind. And it's going to be really hard to get up a Tailwind in front of Arrow.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Like this, yeah. I'm trying to think what else. That honestly might be our best play.
Like I can't think of a better one. Like, best case scenario for us, our opponent doesn't Rock Slide here. They just Psychic, Mudsdale plus Tailwind. That way we don't have a chance to get flinched. And I think Heavy Slam into Lele. Just getting rid of Lele immediately. Because like I said, we're running a more offensive build. And we don't have any switch into Lele at all. So getting up the terrain to at least weaken its own Psychic. Maybe this might be the difference between crit Psychic knocking out Mudsdale as well. So, like, I think
I definitely agree with that play completely. I think Mudsdale in general is really good. We do just see the Psychic come out too.
Yep.
Cool.
Oh, that boy, Tona. I didn't know how little it took. All right. Okay. Good. 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 Good.
He's
Good.
out here.
Good. 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 I'll take this. I mean, we have to assume the Aerodactyl sash, right? It does the same thing that it does in DPP. Oh, you man. Please kill. All right. Good. I know it's like 120 base power, but still. All right.
No, I sometimes you like never know. You know, the Tabulela that made the finals at Worlds this year had like almost max HP and defense.
Yeah.
Specifically to survive these like attacks that you normally would think would knock you out. Okay, so the Feeny here is my main concern, just because
boosted Muddy Waters. Oh.
Yeah. This is where I was thinking like maybe Serena could have been a good call for us, but I don't know. This matchup was really tough.
We have discharge on Coco if that makes a difference to you.
Yeah, I think like you just rock slide Muddy Water here for your opponent, and so it's like how do we?
We literally have no way to combat that either. I think we have to go off Muddy Water misses.
I think maybe this turn though at least just double protect.
Yeah, stall out Tailwind. I agree.
Yeah, we want to stall out Tailwind, and once we stall out Tailwind, Coco and Jolteon will be at least faster on the Feeny, and both of those threaten the Feeny with the one shot at least.
I agree.
Yeah, so I don't know. Typically, like the strategy against Tailwind is all right. Let me just try to stall it out as quickly as possible, and if you make one good turn of switches, then like immediately all the pressure is thrown away. But obviously for us, it's a little bit harder to switch out since our team is kind of hyper offensive, and I think that's like kind of highlights where like Scarf Pelipper falls off a little bit because it's slower than all the other Scarf mons that are popular. We actually Skydrop. That's interesting.
Oh, Scald. Okay.
Scald. Huh.
So if there wasn't rain, I would say that's easier to play around.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, if he Skydrops me, I get a Thunderbolt off coming in. Like, a Discharge off coming in.
I don't know. Yeah, that was like a curious play on our opponent's end because it's like, there's not much reason to go for that. So now you would...
What do you think he does?
You have to ask yourself now, is he going to do the same play?
Exactly.
Or is he just going to rock?
Because if he does, I kind of want to go Pelipper and then make the play back onto Mudsdale on my Discharge coming in the next turn. But if I Discharge and he Rock Slides, I kill Pelipper.
Right.
Should I just go for it?
I think, yeah, honestly, I might just because he went for it.
Yeah, like I love Aaron because he's explaining a lot of things too, and it's actually helping me learn as well. And like in situations like this, I feel like we do have to play more aggressively in certain parts. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. If you're gonna scald those, scald into Pelipper. Muddy Water. See, that's what I figured you should have done the first time. Like I thought that was no drawback because rain was up. Because that should kill both.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that was close. I don't know. This matchup is really difficult. Yeah. Like. I mean, to the point where it's like there's not really too much I think we really could be doing, just because like the one caveat I would say is like maybe the one thing we could have done was bring the Serena, like because that just changes the matchup a little bit in terms of like type resists, but even still it's tough. Like Serena is not like the easiest Pokemon to bring here, and I think that last turn was like kind of a gamble, but I don't mind going for it in the best of one because it's like okay, our opponent went for a very specific play, like doesn't really make much sense, so like if they go for that again, then we actually just win from there. But it's still not over. Just got to figure out how we can maybe win this now.
So
we saw
one turn of Tailwind. One turn of Tailwind. So we can just protect here to stall it out.
Yeah, I think we should protect with both.
My Jolteon has
down. Yeah, it's just the downside is like if Feeny does have protect, and since it's not Specs because it went for Scald and Muddy Water, you can just protect Tailwind again with Aerodactyl. So like. The real issue with this game was that we brought in Pelipper trying to set up Tailwind, but because it's slower, we weren't able to. Because it's slower than Scarflele and Aerodactyl. So, is this Pelipper modest or is it timid?
It's I believe it's modest. I think if it was timid, even if it's timid, it's still slower than max speed, unfortunately. And like he also has Skydrop here. Like I don't know if he'd risk Skydrop because of the potential speed tie. Obviously, he doesn't know we're modest.
Right.
So you would think Tapu Fini would protect here, right? Like,
for
sure. We could just Thunder into Arrow.
I don't know. I feel like, the safest play for our opponent is just to... I guess Rain is running out, though, so it's like we could make the aggressive play and just double up on air, like you were saying, and take advantage of the fact Rain's running out.
Because that way Jolteon actually, which has decent bulk, can actually live.
Yeah.
Like, I would say if we were actually...
Part of me's thinking...
What were you thinking? What do you want me to do?
I would Z-move, honestly, the Feeny. Yeah, I like Z-moving Feeny and just heavy slamming, I think. Okay. But, like, we're behind, right? So we kind of have to make a big play.
All right, all that got clicked.
Yeah. He actually went for it. Okay.
I mean, that was kind of risky considering that's potentially a speed tie right there.
Yeah. I don't think our opponent played optimally, but at the same time, like
I don't think we could have done anything different. Like
yeah, exactly. Like this one. I mean, like I was thinking, yeah, we could stall rain, but because we're slower, like the biggest issue is that we just have nothing faster than Aerodactyl, and I think
I struggled a lot
sometimes
when I was using it.
Right. Yeah, it's really important, I think, to when you lose a VGC match, reflect on, okay, did I like make major misplays / like or was I limited by like the team matchup? Because that's a pretty big factor in VGC too. Sometimes the matchups do make or break games. And this is one, like, I don't think it was unwinnable, but it was really challenging, especially like you mentioned the lead, like you called the lead that you were worried about, and like I was thinking about it too. There was like nothing we can do to actually counter that because
we had nothing for that lead at all.
Especially not knowing the item on the Lele or the Porygon Z makes it a lot harder as well. So, given the circumstances, it's just frustrating because it's like, oh, given like you went for Skydrop, like we actually could have like had an opportunity to go for something on the first turn, but it's like there's no reason not to really click the Rock Slide Muddy Water button when you're in our opponent's position, just because we don't have much to tank things, and yeah.
Like if we would have known it was Scarf Lele, I could have led potentially Coco plus Mudsdale to maybe put me in a better position. Initially,
I think actually, yeah, leading Coco Mudsdale, like it's specifically against that Lele puts you, just because now you have discharge threat, and then the Mudsdale still threatens with the one shot. But yeah, like the setting up the rain for the Feeny, like Pelipper basically was useless in this match because we were slower, so that kind of sucked.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The one thing is like maybe we could have stayed in, but like even if we set up our own Tailwind, like that could have helped us potentially, right? Because if we set up our own Tailwind, then then we're faster with Coco and Jolteon in the back against the but overall, yeah, I would say like this was more just like the team matchup being kind of rough, and Scarf Pelipper just like not doing what it normally wants to do in the matchup.
Yeah, it was also really hard to set up Tailwind as well because like he was targeting Mudsdale that turn, so like even though we would have gotten Tailwind, like I guess next turn we could have switched out into Coco and then heavy slammed, and tried something like that. I don't know, I'm really surprised. Like another thing that I did there, which I wouldn't have done in best of 3, was I wouldn't have clicked the electric Z move. I would have forfeited right away because I'm not trying to give my opponent as much information as possible. Like I didn't want them to know my Jolteon was Z, right? So I just did it because I was tired of that Feeny and I wanted to knock it out. I'm honest. Like I'm being honest. Like I'm taking your Feeny with me. You took 3 of my Pokemon. I'm taking your Feeny.
I feel that.
But yeah, I agree completely with what Aaron says, and that's something I do a lot in singles as well, whether I win or lose. Try to reflect on it, how I could have played better, because you learn a lot more from a loss than you do from a win, especially like if it's an easy win too. It's like, why reflect on it? Just be like, I won this. But if I lose, like, okay, how could I have played differently? How could I have played more optimally to ensure the victory, right? And like he mentioned in that game, I just feel like we didn't have, like if we would have led Coco Mudsdale, only would have worked in the situation that we knew Lele was Scarf. That's just how I feel.
Yeah. I think the one thing that I was thinking, like, maybe we could have done better, because, like, we basically didn't really have much of a shot to win the game after the Tailwind went up, because, like, Muddy Water plus Rock Slide beats everything. So, a better game plan would have been maybe to, okay, let's just try to set up Tailwind with our Pelipper, because if we at least match the Tailwind and then we knock out the Lele, suddenly Coco and Jolteon are going to be faster than everything in the back other than the Aerodactyl. But the main issue is still that Aerodactyl is, like, such a potent threat, and then, like, Psychic under Psychic Train still, like, does over 50% to Mudsdale. So it's like, you're going to be taking a lot of damage with the Mudsdale, but if anything, like, I don't know, if I were approaching that in a best of 3, I would think, okay, what could I have done better? Yeah, the matchup was bad, but I could have maybe at least tried to set up a Tailwind Pelipper to match up the Tailwind, and then, like, we lost that one because the Feeny outsped everything. So in order to approach that in best of 3, it's like, okay, the best answer to that is just matching it with our own Tailwind, sacking Pelipper, and then trying to go from there. Like, maybe protect Mudsdale turn 1 or just Heavy Slam and Tailwind with our Pelipper, try to sack one of the 2 Pokemon next turn, and then get the get Coco or Jolteon going. But it's tough. Like Scarf Pelipper, you can see why it kind of falls off, because in this one it wasn't faster than anything. And then, if you're using Scarf Pelipper just to set up Tailwind, then you can't attack next turn.
Exactly. You're forced to switch. Yeah, and that especially if you're using like a more offensive build, like.
You get it, but I don't know. The team has a lot of fun things as well, so I'm not like criticizing the team or anything. But it's just like,
sounds cool.
Yeah, it is, and it was the MVP of that first game. I think it's just like, hopefully this episode is a good reflection on how you can like look back at your matches and see what could I have done better, and like, was it more of a team issue or was it like a battling issue? And we could have done some moves that were better, so it wasn't just like us not playing. I mean, it was part of it was us like not making the best moves, but ideally in VGC you want to have a team where like you don't have to be like behind right from the start. And so this matchup specifically, not the best for us, but that first game showed why this team can really snowball quickly if you play it correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree completely, and I do hope you guys enjoyed this. Aaron said he has time, so I'm gonna force him to record 2 more with me. I will have
No,
a
it's
lot of
fun,
fun
man.
too. No, I enjoyed it a lot, and like I said, I love listening to you talk about VGC because I feel like I learned so much from it. Like not just my viewers, obviously, but like I learn a lot from it, and as something I want to get better in, going to Cybertron, learning about it. I think that's one of the best things I could do about it, besides actually playing myself and applying what I've learned. So,
Say one thing before you finish, like I think Joey and I have played like maybe 3 or 4 best of threes. He has like a 3-1 record against me, so this guy's too humble, man. He's so good.
I told you, dude, best of three is different than singles for me. Okay, I love best of three in VGC because, like I said, I've said it for years. I'm a sponge, man. I'll absorb all that information. I'll take it all from you, and then try and win from there. But best of one is just hard for me right now.
I feel that. I feel that.
I'll get better though, hopefully, and maybe if we're both making world runs, we'll, I'll see him at Worlds. I know. I mean, if he's making a Worlds run, I'll see him at Worlds from stream. But I mean, like maybe I'll actually see him at Worlds as a competitor myself. I'll try. But yeah, check out Aaron. His link will be down below, and we'll hit you guys up with 2 more for Road to Rank, hopefully. So thank you so much, dude, for coming on. And you have anything else to say, bro?
Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully we'll give some more good shows, and we're just trying to have fun, but trying to make it as educational as possible. But it's always fun working with Joey. Like he's been one of like the first guys I knew like within like the PokeTuber community, and he's just straight up like so awesome. So thanks for having me for this one, dude.
Hey, dude, no, honestly, thank you so much for coming. But I actually enjoy VGC a lot more when I'm playing with friends as well. So yeah, we'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye, friends.